Speech on.
Hey gamers, welcome back to BattleFruit. My name is Jenna and we are now on recipe 30.
Vertical scroll bar. 5:30. New recipe. Start button. Recipe 30. Chef Angel vs Genius Pear. Nice mango drink. Mango with star fruit. Cherry and gooseberry. Ice cube 3. Tongue 2. Blender 1. Spoon 2. Knife 1. Push shake to shuffle your fruits. Recipe. Shop. But shake your board. Button. Shake your board. Start button. Start. Chef starts the game. Good luck. Your turn. A1 out, but A2 out, A3, but knife. Chef uses knife and hits fruit at C1. Genius's turn. Genius uses blender and hits fruit at D2. Your A4, button, knife. Chef uses knife and hits fruit at A5, A6. Genius's turn. Genius uses spoon and misses, locates 0 parts of fruits around E6. Your turn. A5, A6 fruit, A7, but knife. Chef uses knife and hits fruit at A7, B7, C. Genius's turn. Genius uses tongue and misses. Your turn. Arsenal. A8, button. Knife. Chef uses knife and hits fruit at A8, B8, C8, catches half mango. Genius's turn. Genius uses fork and hits fruit at D1. Your turn. B1 out, but B2 miss. B3, but knife. Chef uses knife and hits fruit at C2, catches some gooseberries. Genius's turn. Genius uses knife and hits fruit at C7.
Excuse me.
Your B4, but knife. Chef uses knife and hits fruit at B5, B6, catches star fruit slice. Genius's turn. What? Genius uses spoon and misses, locates 1 part of fruit around F6. Your turn. Rs. B5 star fruit slice, B6 star fruit, B7 half mango, B8 half mango. Opponent's game. C1 some gooseberry, C2 some gooseberry, C3, but knife. Chef uses knife and misses. Genius's turn. Genius uses fork and misses. Your C4, but knife. Chef uses knife and misses. Genius's turn. Genius uses tongue and misses. Your C5, knife. Chef uses knife and misses.
Would you quit missing?
Genius's turn. Genius uses fork and hits fruit at B8. Your C6, but knife. Chef uses knife and misses. Genius's turn. Genius uses fork and hits fruit at C8. Your C7 half man, C8 half man, D1 miss, but D2 miss, D3, button, knife. Chef uses knife and hits ice cube at D3. Genius's turn. Genius uses fork and hits fruit at C1, catches 3 cherries. Chef is frozen. Genius's turn. Genius uses fork and hits fruit at G3. Your D4 miss, D5 miss, D6, knife. Chef uses knife and misses. Genius's turn. Genius uses fork and hits fruit at G4. D7 miss, D8, but knife. Chef uses knife and misses. Genius's turn. Genius uses fork and misses. Your turn. A2 out, but A3 miss, button. Ice cube A5, D4 miss, button. D5, D6, D7 miss, D8 miss, E1 miss, button. E2 miss, E3 miss, E4, button, knife. Chef uses knife and hits fruit at G2. Genius's turn. Genius uses fork and hits fruit at B7, catches star fruit slice. E5, but knife. Chef uses knife and hits fruit at G3. Genius's turn. Genius uses fork and hits fruit at H4. D5 miss, button, D6 miss, E3 miss, button, E4 miss, E5 miss, E6 miss, E7 miss, E8 miss, F1 miss, but F2, button, knife. Window. Results. Alert, close, button, image canvas, close, mark, share, done, button. Copy, save to photos, button. Saved, dismiss. Next, button, next. 31, new recipe. Start, button, recipe 31. Chef Angel vs. Acute Corn. Superb pineapple excellence. Pineapple with mango. Orange and blackberry. Ice cube 3. Tong 2. Blender 2. Spoon 1. Knife 2. Push shake to shuffle your water A1. Recipe shop. Recipe shake your board. Shake your board. Start. But start. Acute starts the game. Good luck. Acute's turn. Acute uses blender and hits ice cube at E6. Your A1, but knife. Chef uses knife and hits fruit at C3. Acute is frozen. Your A2, but knife. Chef uses knife and hits fruit at C4. Acute's turn. Acute uses blender and misses. Your A3, but knife. Chef uses knife and hits fruit at C5. Catches blackberry. Acute's turn. Acute uses tongue and misses. A4, knife. Chef uses knife and misses. Acute's turn. Acute uses fork and hits fruit at F2. Your turn. A5 miss. A6 miss. A7 out. A8 out. B1, but knife. Chef uses knife and hits fruit at D3. Acute's turn. Acute uses fork and hits fruit at F7. Your turn. B2 miss. But B3 miss. B4 miss. But B5, but knife. Chef uses knife and misses. Acute's turn. Acute uses fork and hits fruit at E2. Your B6, but knife. Chef uses knife and hits fruit at D4. Hits
and I
ice
still
cube
hit a
at
cube.
B6. Catches orange. Acute's turn. Acute uses tongue and misses. Chef is frozen. Acute's turn. 1. Acute uses spoon and misses. Locates one part of fruit around G4. Your turn. B7, button, knife. Chef uses knife and misses. Acute's turn. Acute uses knife and hits fruit at E3, G3. Your turn. B8 out. Opponent's game. C1, but knife. Chef uses knife and misses. Acute's turn. Acute uses fork and hits fruit at G7. Your C2 miss, button, knife, C3 orange, C4 orange, C5 blackberry, C6 miss, but C7 miss, C8, but knife. Chef uses knife and hits fruit at E8. Acute's turn. Acute uses fork and hits fruit at G6. Your turn. Arsenal. Tongue F6, button, C6 miss, but C8 miss, D1 miss, button, C7 miss, D2, button, C7, C6 miss, C5 black, D1 miss, D2, knife. Chef uses knife and hits fruit at F4. Acute's turn. Acute uses knife and misses. D3 orange caught, D4 orange, D5, button, knife. Chef uses knife and hits fruit at E6. Acute's turn. Acute uses fork and hits fruit at D2. Your D6, button. Knife. Chef uses knife and hits fruit at E7. F8. Acute's turn. Acute uses fork and misses. Your turn. D7 miss. D8 miss. E1 miss. Button. E2. Button. Knife. Chef uses knife and hits fruit at G4. Acute's turn. Acute uses fork and hits fruit at F1. Your E3 miss. E4. Button. Knife. Chef uses knife and misses. Acute's turn. Acute uses fork and hits fruit at G2. Catches half pineapple slice. Your turn. E5. Button. Knife. Chef uses knife and hits fruit at F6. Hits ice cube at E5. Catches half pineapple slice. Acute's turn. Acute uses fork and misses. Chef is frozen. Acute's turn. Acute uses fork and misses. Your turn. E6 half E7 half pineapple. E8 half pineapple. F1. Button. Knife. Chef uses knife and hits fruit at H3. Acute's turn. Acute uses fork and misses. Your F2. Button. Knife. Window. Results.
Alright, I'm gonna end this video here. That is nothing again but knife. So I will post the link of the game in the description. And thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.
Control center. Focus. But page volume brightness. Screen mirroring. Button. Selected. Screen.